Hey, IDS 302. Welcome to Module 2. This is video 1. And if I don't have a Miller, no, that's Coke Zero. Um, it is Monday, January 18th. Already 2:45? Where's the hell's the time going? Um, uh, uh, so let's get right into it. I got some various housekeeping, brainstorming, random thoughts, right? Pro tips, call them what you want. Quizzes all need to be done on time. I mean, we already had one. You guys, excellent with that, most part. It shuts off at midnight on the due date, or the next day, whatever. 11:59 is the last you can do it. Um, uh, when you send me your Easter eggs, you're doing so much better. Just like I said, put the class 302. Wait, all right. Let me go back to 302. No, let's go to 302. Say 302. Write your Easter eggs. 1, 2, 3. Give me your name. If it's probably in your email, you have to worry about that. And that's it. If you want to write another note somewhere down there, that's fine. Keep it simple. Don't write them out in a line. All right. And be careful with the extra verbiage that I don't need, like the Easter eggs for the thing are following attached here. Just easy. I don't need that kind. I know. I see what it is. I see the name. If you want to ask me something about something, great. Please do. Yes, I found a black hair in my beard today. Talk about that. Okay. So also a hot link tip. You'll see on your introductions, you saw some people that you could see their video. It was right there, beautiful, and then some was like a long string of a link. It's because at the end of that link, when you copy it, you paste it, you have to hit enter. Once you hit enter, bam, it gets hot. It's a hot link. If you didn't know that, that's a pro tip. You can use that anywhere, like on Word, email, discussions, okay? Missing scores. If you don't see a score, if you did your Easter eggs, send them to me, and a week goes by and you haven't seen them post, let me know. Sometimes I'll open up, I'll see Easter eggs, and I'm getting ready to do it, and something else will come up, get a call, uh, and then I'll forget. Okay, so please do that. Or sometimes, worst case, I might slip and put in a person below your name, and then they get a benefit. But let me know, missing scores. All right. Even if you get 100% of the points in a assignment, look in case you see comments. I don't know how you guys get notified if there are comments or not, but always check comments in that, because I might say something even if you have 100%. I might say, okay, 100%, but here's a little thing here, please just don't assume and go, oh, that's all right. I'm done. Uh, when you mention integration, like I said, you are making my pulse increase for a good reason. I just went through 301 and I had harped upon IDS equals integration, and there was a discussion board, and I had like 5 prompts in part A, 5 prompts in part B. And part A, you could use integration in every single one of those. And there were people who did not use it once. And there were people who use it a dozen times. So it was getting through to some people, but not to others. And they're pushing back on me too. But I'm really clear about it. Look at the name of the text, Integrative Studies. What do we talk about? IDS equals integration. Those of you that had me for 301, you know that that's my mantra, right? Namaste, IDS equals integration. But those of you who are new, just know that that's so important, that anytime you have to use that, and there might be cases here in this course where it doesn't come up as much, but foundationally, it's so important in my idea. Don't reinvent the wheel. Don't. If your instructor gives you an answer, take it with gusto and glee. Okay, tells glee. Okay, so IDS equals integration. It's not a complete 50, 100% match up, but it gets you started, because as I said, when my cousin said, so what the hell is that? You throw shit against the wall and see what sticks, and I had no answer. Okay. You got to start somewhere. You don't say, well, it's about multiple disciplines that you look at stuff. No, it's not. That's multidisciplinary. Okay. Well, it's about blending. Blending anything. You might blend a protein shake. You might blend the disciplines. No, it's about combining. Same thing. Combining, no. But integration, because integration has a particular process to it. And if I were to give you a quick look at why interdisciplinary studies is not like integrative integration, but I use it, I don't want to confuse anybody, is that integration is more about the process of how to integrate, right? I mean, yeah, how to integrate. And interdisciplinary studies is a field. It's a field. I will meet you out there in the field. But if we're to start defining and describing it to an employer, a relative, whatever, interdisciplinary studies endeavors to integrate. It's a little clumsy. That's why I say IDS equals integration, because everything else should click after that, right? Integration. Hey, that's a difference. Like I said, we have opposable thumbs. We have integration, differentiates us from the animals, right? So there's certain things you can integrate and some things you can't. But it's always the interdisciplinary studies is the academic side of everything. Integration, we can integrate a lot in, whatever. But that's important. I want you to get that, okay? So when you use it, don't try to improve it. Don't go to the thesaurus and say, what's integration? No, stay with integration. Okay, working ahead. I don't think a lot of people in this class will. In 301, they probably do. Oh, by the way, I always yawn at least once in every video. I don't have an idea. I've been doing that for years. Working ahead of my videos, I'll try to put them out in a timely fashion. Some people are working ahead for whatever reason. They just keep looking over their shoulders. I don't want this deadline to catch up to me. Some have to because of work schedules, things like that. Some want to just because of efficiency and that. I get it. But you're taking your life in your own hands. No, I say proceed with caution, because you might find that I say something in the video preparing for an assignment that, holy cow, you just missed it, Then you got to redo it. So it's twice as much work anyway. So be careful. All right. I tend not to answer questions ahead of time, but there are exceptions. Wow, I'm yawning again. Let me tell you something. I got 9 hours of sleep last night, my first night of sleep since December 4th. And why do I know that? Because December 5th, I slept and I had to get up at 3 a.m. to drive to Wisconsin. I didn't get a good night's sleep that night. The next day I was in the emergency room at the hospital. Next day I drove up to get my puppy, and I hadn't had a good night's sleep since all that time. Well, sad news, everybody. My puppy is gone. He has now been rehomed with the Arizona Bernese Mountain Dog administrator, for one of the administrators from, it's a great organization. And so he's going to be adopted by them. In the last week, I developed severe allergies to my long-haired dog. I never had those before. I'm allergic to cats, but never to dogs. I never owned a long-haired dog, though, and just got throat closing up. Play with them, throat starts closing up, eyes start watering, nose either waters or just completely shuts down. I get stuffy. And I'm going to be 63 this year, and I'm not living like that. I can't. So what was better for him is better for me, and I'm getting updates from Nadine, who has him now, and her husband, and they just love him, and he's got another dog partner friend. So it's a happy ending, a tough one. I had to, like I said, make a tough choice. We do that in life, but sometimes you cut your losses, sometimes you plod through. It depends. Okay, so thought I'd tell you that, but anyways, I had 9 hours of sleep. Okay, so all right. So the deadlines, watch your deadlines. Okay. That first quiz. How did everybody do? Everybody did pretty good on that. I think, I'm sorry, I should have had a couple of quizzes up here to see where some issues were. But in terms of, I asked you questions about, let's just go here with an example. And so I asked you, so you had to do the matching, right? So remember, you had the pyramid. We talked about this in the book. Single discipline, intradisciplinary. Intra is one. Then when you have viewing one discipline through the lens of another discipline, as we said, looking at music through a lens of mathematics is cross-disciplinary. It's not as many examples of that, but there are plenty. Then you have your multidisciplinary, which is two or more disciplines studied. Two or more. This could be two or more academics in disciplines, and they're just coming together to work together. And then two or more disciplines integrated is interdisciplinary, of course. And then to go beyond the disciplines is transdisciplinary. Now, for the short answers, describe in your own words, what is an academic discipline, and why do I keep doing this? What is an academic discipline? Academic discipline it says describe in your own words. So if you had to cite somebody, that's not your own words, but I get it. Academic discipline, what is it? It's what we talked about. It's a unique silo of learning, box of learning that is defined through its theories and concepts and characteristics of study. Okay? It's not like the word discipline is just crazy. How many, like what is it, Mandarin or something that has like 30 words for snow or Eskimo, whatever. We should have 20 words for discipline because we have so many definitions for it. The noun discipline is what we study here, interdisciplinary studies, history, math, science, communication, business, blah, blah, blah. Then you've got discipline in terms of being very strict, you know, being focused, having self-discipline, okay? Then there's discipline in terms of punishment. Michel Foucault wrote Discipline and Punishment or something like that. And it was how close we are to these definitions are close together. But, so 3 examples of academic disciplines. Remember we talked about capitalized disciplines? I want you to do that like from the word go. There's no like grace period. You can start capitalizing later. Capitalized disciplines, okay? So disciplines are these individual silos of learning. Academic rigor, okay? Seriously, it's an online quiz. You could have went to the dictionary and just typed in rigor. But I'm not telling you. I'm trying to have you learn here. But rigor is a sudden feeling of cold. No, it's not that one. It's the quality of being extremely thorough, exhaustive, or accurate. So academic rigor means really thorough. It just you demonstrate it through the work, through your diligence, through your different way you sourced material, how far you go, having rigor. Okay, I mean a light version of that would be at least fact check. When you see a meme on Facebook that's from Abraham Lincoln's cat talking about the internet, you should check it out. It's not real, right? I have people send me stuff. I go to fact check. I send it back to them. I say, this thing has been going around since 2011. Social Security is not going away. So anyways, academic rigor. Rigor in life. Rigor is to quality of extremely thorough, exhaustive, or accurate. Okay, so that's part of that. And obviously I took many versions of that, but that's how that quiz went. So let me know if you have questions, comments, concerns. Easter egg number 1 is submit quizzes before the deadline, something like that. Submit quizzes before deadline, okay? Because remember, after that, I don't accept late quizzes, okay? So the learning materials, The Nature of Research by Leedy. Oh, that's a good one right there. Let's take a look at this. It won't open because I got to log in. Seriously? I just did log in. And of course, I got to send me a push. Come on, push me. Okay. All right. Is anybody here on this? No, these more videos on that. Okay, so the Nature of Research PDF. This is from the textbook that I used before in this course. And let me tell you something. I'll give you my address so that you can send me thank you cards, because this was the textbook. And let me tell you something about a tough textbook. This was it, because Practical Research, Planning and Design is an excellent book. But at the end of the day, I felt that it wasn't giving us anything towards integration. It's a great primer for all the types of research. It's excellent, but I want to use it. But I did copy these pages here, which are extremely important in telling you what research is and what it is not. I remember I've talked about that. Research is not merely gathering information. See, it says a 6th grader comes home from school and tells her parents, the 3 teachers sent us to the library to do research. I learned a lot about black holes, blah, 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 and has a few facts. It's information discovery, reinforced skills. It's not research. In that context, we say yes. I mean, research a new car or whatever, but we're talking about for this class type, university research. It's not merely rummaging around for hard to locate information either, It's not merely transporting facts from one location to another. what research is. Research is a systematic process of collecting, analyzing, interpreting information, data, in order to increase our understanding of a phenomenon about which we are interested or concerned. It's so important that you get that. If you can get that, you'll understand the difference between science and fake news. You'll be able to be a critical thinker, to know what research is and what it isn't. Okay? Research means basically you're adding something, eyedropper full of water to the ocean, to the main body of knowledge in your field. It could be just that, but you're adding something. You're not just swirling a pot and looking at old stuff. You're not discovering for yourself something new. Okay? So when you're tasked with saying, why do you want to do this research? The answer is not because I always wanted to learn about, recycling and in Phoenix and see how that was. No. If you want to learn about it, go figure it out. It's not research, right? But if you want to, as a researcher, because it's inherent that whatever they're researching and they're interested in. So forget about that. It's like me getting up and telling you that I breathe today in and out. I mean, we assume that. Here I am, right? But what researchers do then is, I want to research recycling habits in a particular neighborhood to determine, to get some idea of the adherence to rules and regulations and the opinions, experiences, perceptions of such. Very specific what they want to add to the body of knowledge in the field. So it's a great little reading here. I'm really happy I stole that from the book. No, I didn't steal it. It's just what it is. What it is. All right, 302. Let's go back to. How did I get off the page? Let's go back to the modules and look at. All right, so nature research. Now, a matter of definition by Meath. It's a repeat one. Many of you must have seen it before, but it gets into intradisciplinary, cross-disciplinary, multidisciplinary, interdisciplinary, transdisciplinary, the disciplinary pyramid. Okay, I mean, it's not the pyramid there, but it does talk about each one of those and how disciplinary analysis is. Okay, then we've got a short piece on thinking and writing like an interdisciplinarian by ASU principal lecturer and my department colleague, Dr. Brian McCormack. He lives in Australia and teaches. I just saw him on Zoom the other day and talked to him. And then another one is to view Alan Repko's key characteristics of interdisciplinary research and writing. It's just a link. It goes to a master's program, but it gives you another quick, concise look at what's going on here in interdisciplinary research and writing. Then you've got Tanner Chapter 3, Theories of Interdisciplinarity and Integrative Learning, 14 pages, with special attention to pay towards Tanner's 5 steps, bottom of page 34, I believe, along with the other ones. And then we're going to talk about the ethics info. So looking at the Tanner model, 5 steps. It's in here. There's a bunch of different models to integration, interdisciplinary analysis, and research. They're good ones. They're all classics. Tanner's is relatively new. We adopted this because it was concise, it fit the bill, it didn't get off on a lot of extraneous things that would not work in this type of classroom environment. Look at the Tanner model. You don't have to memorize it, but get some idea what you're doing, because guess what? When you see step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you're looking at module 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's what you're going to be doing, each one of those steps, okay? The discussion of thinking outside the box, let's go to Easter egg number 2 first, and that is Tanner's 5 steps. Just want you to remember that. Remember, that's what we're using. That's going to be our structure of what's going on. Okay, so regarding the ethics info and the page, wait, what happened? Did I skip it? Where is it? Let me see. No, I guess not. The discussion board, thinking outside the box. Okay, notice that there is a word minimum. You do not have to, let's see, you don't have to do peer responses. Don't I have this written here? Yes, I will score it up to 40 points based on your thoroughness, rigor. Responses to peers are not required, but it's always a good idea to take a look at each other's work. Just that's why it's in discussion format and not a paper submission. Um, Take a look at it. Self-explanatory, okay? And you do the discussion. And so read the instructions. I want to see what you come up with. Again, doesn't have to do anything with your research topic because you haven't got that approved yet. So just write that out and you'll see what I mean. I mean, what else can I say about it? Okay, video 2 will come out probably Thursday. Okay, the IRB ethics info, I want you to take a look at that. Read that. It's important because when you're a researcher, you're, especially university research, it's IRB is Institutional Review Board. Okay, so typically when a researcher wants to do some research, they'll put together a proposal, okay, and they will present it to their, whoever they want to try to get funding for it, try to get approval to do it. And research can be done, obviously, in the private sector, public sector, academics, whatever. In the case of university, if you are going to work in any sensitive area, you need to get a approval from the IRB. They meet every 6 weeks. So obviously we can't get the approval of the IRB here, which narrows down our topics. Okay, I'm sorry, I thought I had this thing turned off. I did Wi-Fi calling. I think that's why. All right, so look through that. It takes away a lot of our subjects. But in other words, sensitive subjects. You can't do anything that proposes to investigate opinions, behaviors, or experiences regarding, including but not limited to any of the following: sexual orientation, incest, rape, sexual molestation, deviant sexual behaviors, attitudes, substance abuse, alcohol, marijuana, steroids, amphetamines, narcotics, cocaine, prescription medication, legally or illegally, eating disorders, behaviors, attitudes of practice of contraception, abortion, or pregnancy, question regarding mental health, suicide, depression, obsessive compulsive disorders, gambling, smoking, eating, religious orientation, views of war or combat experience of veterans, special or vulnerable populations that require IRB approval include Native Americans, pregnant women, fetuses, prisoners, persons at high risk of incarceration, deportation, mentally disabled, economically or educationally disadvantaged, or minors. They're considered vulnerable, and it's off the table, okay? So, having said that, I want you to understand that as you contemplate the next page about your research topic, and I gave you a list of choices to make. If you have one on your own, I'm willing to listen to it. We can discuss it. But these are very general for the purpose of getting an idea where you're going. We're going to get more specific quickly and later, and I will help you with that, okay? So that's important. What am I on? 23 minutes? Oh my God. Okay, let's see. And then there's quiz 2, which is 30 multiple choice and true or false questions worth 2 points each that reference the Meath reading, Tanner's chapter 1 through 5. How is that possible when you don't have those assigned yet? I will need to review this and move it to the next, I guess I'll have to move it to the next module. All right, I'll have to figure that out. Sorry about that. Let's go with, all right, number 302. What is this? There's no plan of study in 302, is it? I teach 2 classes at the same time, and they're pretty much exact. It's hard. Okay, I'll review the readings a little more in the second video, talk to you a little more about the research topic and such. Contact me if you need help, minor, major help, whatever. Easter egg number 3 is IDS equals integration. Again, obviously it's important to me that you get that, right? IDS equals integration. That'll do it for now. Have a good day. Sorry it took so long. Forks up. Peace.